What's up, everybody? This is Chris. I'm joined with Jim. We're going to break down the trailer for Point Break.
Yes, not the original. This is an upcoming remake of the 1991 movie directed by Catherine Bigelow. And just so you know it's serious, it opens with some sort of ancient proverb.
Ancient proverb. Now, there's a real Robin Hood vibe to this movie.
Yeah.
They say, obviously, here they're cutting all this money loose and letting it rain down on the people. What they're really trying to do is disrupt the world's economy.
Yeah, in the original movie, and here we have our first look at Luke Bracey, an Aussie actor, as Johnny Utah, famously portrayed by Keanu Reeves in the original. And then back here a little bit is Delroy Lindo as his boss.
Who you'll remember as every Fed ever.
Exactly, yes. And then coming up, we see that these guys are, they have sort of a tie to not only to extreme sports, as he says here. I believe they are like me, extreme sports athletes.
I love that line.
Yeah, but also, and I learned this at CinemaCon because I did a presentation. Oh wait, let's get a look here at. I'm not Chris Hemsworth, but maybe you think I am for 1 minute here.
These tattoos. He's an Aussie actor, right?
Yeah, Aussie actor Luke Bracey, and he cites Point Break, the original, as the reason why he became a surfer.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So we know that he's, a cool guy because he has tattoos. Now, here we have our first look at, good look at Edgar Ramirez as Bode.
Yeah, and this crew of people is different than, in the original Point Break, the crew is mainly surfers and kind of extreme athletes second, more like skydivers.
Yeah.
By the way, I know we didn't really pause on it, but they skydove into a cave.
Yes. And here we see that this kind of reminds me of The Town a bit, to show kind of how vicious they are. And then
somewhere in the trailer, they basically say they're going to disrupt the economy. They don't care who they kill. Now, this is in the original movie. They met at a party as well. He met Bode at a party. After
played by the late Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, and Lori Petty invited him to the party. Right, that's how he met.
And this guy is no Red Hot Chili Peppers dude in the middle. But,
yeah, no Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, morphing into a Hemsworth the further into the trailer we go. Now, at CinemaCon, they were basically saying how, and this sequence is part of his bonding with Bode, and that this crew has a real tie to nature, that to them it's a spiritual thing. You guys will recall that Bode had this sort of Zen-like attitude.
Yeah, his name is short for Bodhisattva, so draw the conclusions that you will. What do his knuckles say? Because you see those a couple times.
I think it says bra. No, hold on.
That'd be amazing if it did.
I can't tell.
I don't know. Scrub.
Are those numbers?
No, it spells a word. Maybe we'll see it later. I think we do see it a little bit later. But yeah, it looks like every single extreme sport is represented here.
And this is the end of what we see as a wingsuit sequence. And this is pointed out by the director Erickson Core, who was pointed out at CinemaCon, that this is basically the moment that Johnny Utah has fully kind of given himself over to the bad guys, if you will.
So Teresa Palmer, so I guess she represents the Lori Petty character in this movie. So
but her character's name is Samsara.
I'm wondering if she is the person who kind of draws him into the crowd. Similar.
Certainly, a romance is involved in some regard. Laird Hamilton, who was a technical advisor in the original '91 movie that Catherine Bigelow made, is also, and he's obviously a world famous surfer
and a big wave surfer. If you haven't seen Ronnie Giants, you should watch it.
Look at her. That's Samsara right there.
Yeah, and I don't think she's actually the one surfing, maybe.
Yeah.
They might be doing a Blue Crush thing there.
Now, here, this is part of one of their heists where they're essentially just destroying wealth. They're just blowing up all this gold.
They're saying they're liberating gold.
Yeah, you can see the explosives.
Seems like the vibe is that they think that greed is the most evil thing. Of course, they also party.
Now let's go back.
Oh yeah,
here.
There's the romance you speak of.
Oh yes. Yep, that's a form of romance. Let's go back here. Looks like we're getting.
Is that a gun there that he's drawing while he's bike sliding? By the way.
I think so. Let's say. Hold on. Okay, now there's Ray Winstone, and he's sort of the surrogate for Gary Busey in the original movie.
Busey was so amazing in the original Point Break. Okay, so this is that mountain. This is a mountain full of gold, and they're essentially just
Causing an avalanche.
blowing it up, as you do. And here we're going to see him trying to outrun the avalanche, which is totally possible on a little.
That's
motorbike.
how we get to work every day. He almost kind of looks like a knight there, like the Black Prince or something with his cape.
Yeah.
But this is, again, like the director was saying, how they wanted to get into sort of the spirituality of these criminals and what drives them.
And they do that a little bit. Oh, there we go. Go back. I would like it better if this said Utah, but it says Kael.
Cable?
Kyle.
Kyle. Wow. All right.
Yep.
Okay, we should point out, because I'm sure you guys are thinking right now, gee, this looks like the Fast and Furious movies. The Fast and Furious, the original one, was essentially, I hate to put it this way, but it was a rip-off of Point Break, which was about an undercover Fed getting into a crew of these sort of Robin Hood-style thieves.
I can imagine that pitch meeting was Point Break, but with street racing. Oh, surfing was a big element. We saw a couple of surf scenes. Surfing was a huge element in the original movie. This one just looks like there's like everything.
Yeah, everything, and it was filmed around the world. We're going to see a sequence soon that was filmed in the Alps, and apparently it took them 6 weeks to film this. Now let's just, more romance.
Oh,
now here we go.
This is a definite homage to the original. You've got, the robbers. Basically, in that movie, they were bank robbers, and they wore the Presidents of the United States of America masks. You saw Jimmy Carter coming out first. This is Nixon. We don't know I think that's Nixon. That's Jimmy Carter. It looks like they're just scooping up diamonds.
Yeah,
in some
that's
kind
a
of
direct homage to the original.
diamond warehouse. Look at how many diamonds he dropped. Do you see that?
Let's go back.
That's like,
dude, that's
he
like
drops more diamonds. Like that's like
that's a sloppy thief. I'm sorry. Okay, so this sequence was filmed in the Alps, and it took them 6 weeks to film, and the world's leading wingsuit pilots filmed it, and these were some of the same guys who did the Transformers Dark of the Moon wingsuit sequence in the third movie when they're flying through Chicago, and they had never, this has never really been done. They had the helmet mounted cameras, and they're going 125 miles an hour through these narrow crevices and stuff.
I will give them that. That is just an insane.
I mean, it looks
insane
beautiful,
feat.
but that's all real. That's not CG stuff.
This actually reminds me of the very end of the original Point Break, where he comes up, and Bode is looking at that final wave.
Yeah.
It looks like that, and it looks like they're making a decision here. I think this is that moment where like
how crazy are you, bro?
Yeah, it's like, how crazy are you? Essentially, exactly.
The only law that matters is gravity.
It looks like he kind of falls off there. It's not like he jumped after him. He just
it looks like they're kind of having a bit of also their fugitive moment, except
right.
This time the lawman follows them over the edge. But yeah, that's the Point Break remake, and it comes out this Christmas. For all things Point Break, keep it here on IGN.